Mom, is it time yet? Your son asked while his small hands were tugging on your sleeve. Just a few more minutes, sweetie. You replied, glancing at the clock. You knew how much these video calls meant to Alex and to you too. They were a lifeline during the months Jungkook had been away, serving his duty in the military. Finally, the screen blinked and there he was, Jungkook, looking as handsome as ever despite the military uniform and the distance that separated you. His dark hair was slightly longer than usual and his eyes softened the moment he saw you and Alex. Hey you two. Jungkook greeted, his smile warm and genuine. Dad, Alex shouted excitedly, nearly knocking the tablet out of your hands as he scrambled to get closer to the screen. Jungkook laughed, a sound that filled your heart with warmth. Hey buddy, how's my little man doing? I'm good, he said while his eyes were bright with excitement. Mommy helped me with my homework today and guess what? I drew a picture of us. He proudly held up a crayon drawing he had made, showing the three of you standing together under a big bright sun. Jungkook's expression softened even more. Wow, that's amazing, Alex. You're getting really good at drawing. I'll have to put that up on the fridge when I get back. When will you come back, Dad? His voice was small now, the question carrying all the weight of a child's longing. Your heart tightened at the sight of your son's hopeful eyes. You knew how much he missed his father and how hard it was for Jungkook to be away from both of you. Jungkook paused while his gaze flickered to your through the screen and you saw the same longing reflected in his eyes. Soon, Alex, very soon. I'm counting down the days until I can be with you and Mommy again. Really? You'll be back soon? His face lightened where Jungkook nodded, his smile tinged with something deeper, something only you could see. Yes, I really promise. You placed a hand on Alex's back, rubbing soothing circle as he settled down. We miss you so much. I miss you both too, but just a little while longer, okay? And then we'll be together every day. Alex yawned, the excitement of the day finally catching up to him. I can't wait, Dad. I want to play soccer with you again. And we will, buddy. We'll do all the things we used to do and even more. How about we build the biggest Lego castle ever when I get back? Alex grinned while his eyes drooping with sleep. Okay, Dad. Jungkook's gaze softened even more as he watched his son fighting to stay awake. You should get some sleep now, little man. You have school tomorrow and you need to be ready to show off all those amazing drawings to your friends. Alex nodded as his head already starting to droop against your shoulder. Good night, Dad. He mumbled, his eyes closing as sleep finally overtook him. Good night, Alex. Jungkook whispered, his voice full of love. He gently adjusted Alex so he was lying comfortably on the couch, his soft breath the only sound in the room. Then he turned back to the screen where Jungkook was watching you with that same tender expression. How are you holding up? He asked as his voice, quiet, meant only for you. You smiled, though it didn't quite reach your eyes. I'm okay, just counting down the days, like you said. Jungkook's gaze was steady, filled with the kind of love that transcended the miles between you. I know it's been hard, but I promise it won't be much longer. I know, I miss you so much. Your voice was thick with emotions. I miss you too, Jungkook said, his hand reaching out as if he could touch you through the screen. But soon we'll be together again, and then I'm not letting you or Alex out of my sight. He chuckled softly, blinking back the tears that threatened to fall. I'll hold you to that. You'd better. He teased lightly, though his eyes remained serious, full of unspoken promises. You both stayed on the call for a few more minutes, just enjoying the connection, the sight of each other. Eventually, though, it was time to say goodbye, and you ended the call with a heavy heart, yet also a spark of hope. As you carried Alex to bed and tucked him in, you couldn't help but to smile at the thought of tomorrow. Jungkook's words echoed in your mind, and though he hadn't given you any specifics, you had a feeling that soon might be sooner than you expected. You caressed your son's hair and placed a soft kiss on his forehead. Good night, my prince. Alex, hurry up, my prince. We'll go late for school, you said, transferring the pancakes in a plate and walked near the table before decorating them with fruits. Mommy, you said you'll top it with chocolate chips, he said, pouting while coming near you. You smiled and knelt down before fixing his tie. I've added chocolate chips as well, but fruits are also important, right? I want my prince to be all healthy and happy, you said, kissing his forehead. Fruits will give me health and chocolates makes me happy, he said, sitting on the chair while you chuckled and nodded. You were smart. Now finish everything quickly. I'll go and pack my bag. When dad come back, I'll eat as many chocolates as I want. He won't stop me. Sure, your dad is the reason why you love junk food so much. You stood at the front of the classroom, a smile on your face as you looked out at your eager young students, including your 5-year-old son Alex, who was sitting in the front row, his little hands already clutching a crayon. The room was bright and cheerful with colorful drawings pinned to the walls. You clapped your hands gently to get the class's attention. So class, today we are going to learn something really fun and exciting, how to draw animals using basic shapes. Their eyes lit up with excitement, their attention fully captured by the idea of drawing their favorite animals. You picked up a large sheet of paper and a marker, then turned to the whiteboard behind you. Now I want you to look carefully. You continued drawing a big circle in the center of the paper. What shape is this? A circle, the class chorused enthusiastically. That's right. And did you know that you can use circles, triangles, squares, and other simple shapes to draw almost anything, even animals? You drew a few more shapes on the board, a triangle, a square, and a few small circles. For example, the big circle can be the body of a cat, and these little circles can be its paws. See? You quickly sketch out the rest of the cat, adding ears, a tail, and a face, transforming the simple shape into a cute, cartoonish cat. The kids watched in awe as the cat came to life on the board. Wow, that looks like my cat Mittens. You chuckle. I'm glad you like it, Raya. Now I want each of you to think of your favorite animal and we'll work together to figure out what shape you need to draw it. Then you can start creating your own animal drawings. As the children started chattering excitedly among themselves, you walked around the room offering guidance and encouragement. Some of the kids were already busy sketching out circles and squares, their little hands moving with enthusiasm. You stopped by Alex's desk, where he was staring intently at his paper. What animal are you going to draw, Alex? You asked, leaning down to his level. A lion, Mom, like the one Dad showed me in the picture, Alex said confidently, his eyes bright with determination. He ruffled his hair and walked to other students to check on them. As you walked away, a group of classmates came near Alex. Hey Alex, is it true your dad is a big star? My mom says he's super famous. Alex paused in his drawing, looked up at Tyler with a shy smile. Yeah, my dad's Jungkook. He sings and dances a lot on TV. My mom says she saw him in a concert once. She said he's the best singer ever. Alex shrugged modestly, returning to his drawing. He's just my dad. He's really good at building Lego castles with me. The kids giggled at that, clearly impressed by Alex's coolness despite having a famous dad. That's so awesome. I wish my dad could build Lego castles. You couldn't help but smile as you listened to the exchange. Alex was so grounded, Even with all the attention that came from having Jungkook as his father, you were proud of how he handled it with such simplicity and grace. The lunchtime bell rang, echoing through the hallway and signaling the end of the morning classes. You watched as the children eagerly packed up their art supplies, chattering excitedly about their drawings and what they planned to do during recess. Alright everyone, remember to put your work in your cubies and grab your lunch boxes. Let's head to the playground. They all lined up at the door. The children filed out of the classroom with Alex holding your hand as you led the way. You always cherish these moments walking with your son to the playground, seeing him so happy and full of energy. The playground was a burst of color and noise as children ran to their favorite spots, some heading to the swings, others to the jungle gym, and a few gathering to play tag. You guided Alex to a picnic table under the shade of a large tree where you usually sat with him and a few of his friends during lunch. As Alex opened his lunchbox, his eyes lit up with the sight of his favorite snacks: apple slices, a peanut butter and a jelly sandwich, and a small pack of cookies you'd packed just for him. He quickly dug in, munching happily as his friend joined him at the table. Alex, do you think your dad will come to our school one day? My mom says he is really busy with his work. Alex looked at him for a moment as he chewed, then nodded confidently. He told me he's coming home soon. Maybe he'll come to school too. The other kid's eyes widened hearing that. That would be so cool. My mom would freak out if she saw him here. She even has his face on her phone case. The kids all laughed and you couldn't help but to smile at their conversation. It was sweet to see how much they admire Jungkook, even though to you and Alex he's just a loving husband and father. Does your dad sing you lullabies at night? Alex grinned and nodded. Sometimes he sings really soft and it makes me sleepy right away. Mommy sings too. One of the kids, a girl named Lily, looked up at you with wide eyes. Do you sing too, Miss Ryan? You chuckled, feeling a bit shy under their expectant gazes. I do, but I think Alex's dad is better at it. We both love singing to him. As they continued their lively conversation, you watched with a heart full of warmth. These were the moments that made everything worthwhile, seeing Alex so happy and surrounded by friends, enjoying the simple pleasures of childhood. After finishing his lunch, Alex jumped up from the table. Mom, can we go on the swings? Of course, let's go. You replied, standing up and taking his hand. As you watched Alex playing with his friends, you felt a familiar pang of longing. Alex had grown so much during the time Jungkook had been away. You knew he tried to be strong just like you, but it was clear that he missed his father deeply. You could see it in the way he clung to the small routines they used to share and how his eyes would light up at even the mention of Jungkook's name. You were standing at the edge of the playground watching over the kids. You found yourself gazing at the school gates, your heart picking up speed every time someone walked by. You felt silly for getting your hopes up, but you couldn't help it. Jungkook had said soon, and every part of you wanted to believe that meant it today. Just as you were about to turn away and refocus on your duties, you noticed a figure standing just outside the school gates. Your breath caught in your throat as you recognized the silhouette, tall, broad-shouldered, and impossibly familiar. For a moment you thought you were imagining it, but then the figure moved, stepping into the sunlight, and there was no mistaking him. Jungkook was there, standing at the entrance of the school, dressed in casual jeans and t-shirt, his face breaking into that heart-stopping smile the moment he saw you. Jungkook, you whispered, disbelief and overwhelming joy flooding your system. Without thinking, you started walking towards him, your pace quickening with each step until you were running. The children on the playground faded into the background as you crossed the distance between you and Jungkook, your heart pounding in your chest. He met you halfway, catching you in his arms as you threw yourself at him, the force of your embrace almost knocking him off balance. But he just laughed, holding you close as you clung to him. The scent of him, the warmth of his body, the feel of his strong arms around you. It was all real. He was really here. Oh my god, you're here. You gasped while tears streaming down your face as you buried your head in his chest. I'm here. I told you it would be soon, he said, pressing a kiss to your hair. You pulled back just enough to look at him, your hands framing his face as you took him in. He was so beautiful, so familiar, and yet there was something deeper in his eyes, a maturity, a strength that had grown during the time he had been away. I can't believe it. I missed you so much. You whispered, your thumb brushing over his cheeks as if it to make sure he was really there. I missed you too, every single day. You were about to say more, to ask him when he had arrived, how he managed to keep it a secret, but before you could, a small voice called out, Dad! You both turned to see Alex standing a few feet away, his eyes wide with shock and joy. He was frozen in place as if unable to believe what he was seeing. Jungkook smiled, his eyes softening as he crouched down and opened his arms. Alex, my boy. With a cry of pure happiness, Alex ran towards his father, flinging himself into Jungkook's arms. Jungkook scooped him up, holding him close as Alex wrapped his arms around his neck, his little body shaking with the force of his emotions. I'm here, buddy, Jungkook whispered, his voice choked with emotion as he held Alex tight. Daddy's home. You washed through tears as Jungkook cradled Alex, his hand gently stroking his son's hair as Alex clung to him. It was the reunion you had all been waiting for, the moment you had dreamed about on countless lonely nights. Alex pulled back just enough to look at his father's face, his own eyes shining with tears. You surprised me, Daddy. You really surprised me. I thought you were still far away. Jungkook chuckled, brushing a hand through Alex's hair. I wanted to surprise you, buddy. I couldn't wait any longer to see you and Mom. You slowly walked over to them, your heart pounding with love and happiness. When you reached Jungkook, he looked up at you with eyes full of warmth and adoration. He stood still, holding Alex in one arm and reached out to pull you into his embrace. You wrapped your arms around them both, feeling the tears finally spill over. You are home. I'm home. I'm home to stay, he said, kissing the top of your head. The three of you stood there wrapped in each other's arms as the world around you seemed to fade away. The cheers of the students and teachers, the sound of the playground, everything else melted into the background as you held on to your husband and son, the two most important people in your life. Alex giggled, his small hands patting Jungkook's back. Dad, can we play together when we get home? I want to show you my new Lego castle. Jungkook laughed, the sound full of joy. Of course, buddy. We'll do whatever you want. I'm not going anywhere. You pulled back slightly, looking up at Jungkook with a smile. We have missed you so much, Kook. It's been hard without you. Jungkook cupped your cheek with his free hand, his thumb gently brushing away a tear. I missed you both more than I can say, but I'm here now and I'm never leaving again. You nodded, feeling a deep sense of peace and happiness settle over you. Welcome home, my love. Jungkook leaned down and kissed you, a sweet, tender kiss that spoke all the love and longing you had both felt during his time away. When he pulled back, he smiled down at Alex, who was watching you both with a big grin on his face. Let's go home. I've got a lot of time to make up for with my favorite people. You smiled. I'll cook a delicious feast tonight. Can we have a lot of French fries too? Jungkook laughed, ruffling his hair. We're going to get everything that you'll want.